Hey everyone, it's Robert Hall, and in today's video, we're going to talk about my home lighting setup. Right from the jump, I'd like to get ahead of some potential questions in this video, so the first thing I want to address is, why do I even use lighting at all for my home videos? I have three options for lighting myself in a video at home. I can use my window, I can use the overhead light in my room, or I can use a bunch of LED lighting. To start off, I don't use my window for a number of reasons. First, even though it's a relatively large window, it's about 10 feet away from me when I'm sitting at my desk, and it's completely at my side, so it doesn't do a great job of lighting my face. Obviously, I can't rely on it at night when the sun is away because then there's not going to be any light at all. And say I'm recording in the middle of the day when the sun isn't shining directly through that window. If it goes from cloudy and I start a recording and then all of a sudden the sun pops out, that can really cost me in my video because it can overexpose long portions of my video and then I just have to shoot it all over again. I've been down that road before. So the real big issue surrounding why I don't use my window as light is just because it's inconsistent. But I do have a consistent light in this room, and that is the overhead light. But my overhead light is a really small light source, and on top of that, it's positioned in the ceiling, as most people's are. So it gives these really hard shadows, and they're going downward, and it just doesn't look good, especially around my eyes. It's for that reason, and through a lot of trial and error in my first year of YouTube, that I almost exclusively use LEDs when I'm recording in my home office. Combined with using manual exposure in my camera, dialing in my LED lights allows me to create a consistent look that I can repeat time and time again. I don't have to fear that anything is going to change once I hit the record button. Now, I've used a ton of different LED lighting products over the years to light my home videos, but right now is the happiest I've ever been with my setup. Not only for the reasons that it looks good right now, but also it provides me a ton of flexibility if I want to change things. Which, trust me, when you start making your own videos and live streaming, inevitably you're going to run into getting bored of looking at the same style in a room, so you're going to want to switch things up here and there. Alright, so let's talk about the products that I'm using. First up is the key light, or the light that lights my face. So here is just my key light, which is a Godox SC150R inside a 25-inch softbox. Now, there's a number of things that I like about using this as a key light. The main reason I like it is because I can put it in a Bowen softbox, so if I get bored of this 25-inch softbox, I've got tons of other softboxes that I can put on this if I want to change the look of this light. The next thing I really like is that it has control via the Godox app, so I can easily change things like the color temperature or the brightness. I can do all of this right from my phone. And while I don't see using this as a key light, I can also make this light any color that I want. The other thing I like about the SC150R is that even though it is a COB LED, I can still use it with its fan completely silent if the power is low enough. And that just means there's no fan noise screwing up my audio. Now, let's talk about the lights on my background. As you can see from the two different colors, there are two lights back there, and both of them are the Godox TL60, which is an RGB LED light wand. The wand shape is really nice for lighting an accent wall like I'm doing behind me, just because it's a relatively wide light, so I can keep it really close, but it still provides a really wide spread of light on the background. And it's got built-in diffusion, so there aren't any significant hot spots. And the other cool thing about that wand shape is it allows them to keep a really low profile, which keeps them out of the frame of my video, something that I struggled with when I was using larger RGB LEDs. Just like the SC150R, I can control these lights behind me using the app on my phone. Having this control within the app is really nice because I don't have to even get out of my chair to change the lights. I can sit here and change the color. I can completely ditch the color and go to an all white setup. I can modify or tweak the power. If I'm noticing that a light is a little too bright, I can make all those modifications right from here while I'm referencing my monitor to see if it looks good. Like, let's say for instance that I want to go to a very bright, almost all white setup. We can switch these lights to the same color temperature as my key light. And there, relatively quickly, I can see that I like the results that I'm getting, and now I've ditched all that color in my background. I didn't even have to turn around to check and see if it looked good. But let's bring back that other setup. And I think I'll change my background to purple. Yeah, that feels good. Finally, I do currently have one more light, which is the ML60 inside an ADS85 softbox with a grid on it to act as a hair light. That is just the hair light, just giving me a little bit of fill on this side of my face as well as separating this shoulder. And again, 3 quick taps and I am back to my regular setup. You can see why I'm enjoying using this system so much. Now the ML60 is great because it's really compact, and for a hair light, I really don't need a powerful LED light source. So something that is 60 watts is more than enough. And to be frank, I've got it at 10%. So it's not even working hard to provide the light that it is. Now, hands down, my favorite thing about the company Godox is that they have things at all different price levels. If you're looking at my setup, which consists of, a $600 key light and two $250 background lights, or a couple $100 on a hair light, you might be thinking like, I can't afford that. I just want to make my first video. But they have things at all different price levels, and a lot of them can substitute in and do just the same job that these are doing. So if you're looking for some alternatives and you're on a little bit of a budget, well, here are some different products that you could use that could slot in just like these are and do a similar job. First up, for the key light, you don't need this big old SC150R to be a daylight balanced key light. You can use a light such as the SL2 series or the UL series, which is a completely silent fanless option, right? Those will both allow you to put them in a softbox and get a great soft key light. If you need a splash of color on the background, you can use a light like the Godox R1 or the Godox M1, both of which are RGB capable lights that you can use to accent backgrounds like I am back here. And for a hair light, you can use something as simple as this AA powered LED 64. I've used this R1 as a background light, I've used it as a hair light, I've used this as a hair light, I've used the LED 64 as a fill light. You can apply these more budget lights for all sorts of purposes, and very frequently Godox is coming out with new lights for specific purposes, such as Godox just released an ES45 slim LED panel that is targeted towards streamers, a very slim panel that you can mount pretty much anywhere and light yourself for your live streams. They've got the new CL10 light, which is again kind of focused on streamers, and it's designed so that you can put a splash of colored LED light in your background anywhere you want. I looked online and I believe currently they have over 40 LED options that you can apply, which kind of makes it tough to choose, but the point is there is some type of solution there for your lighting needs. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing my setup and learning how you can apply it to your own videos as well. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, take it easy.